Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I am Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, and I am super excited to be here. I am honored and humbled to be amongst the various speakers who you will have an opportunity to hear from. But today you're going to learn a little bit about the power of vision with purpose. And so I just want to take a quick moment just to say thank you to George Fraser, the PowerNetworking Conference, the Peak Performers Institute, just for giving me the opportunity to be here today. I am excited to share with you. I hope you are excited. I hope you have your pen, your paper. I hope you just ready. You got to be ready for today, because I've got some stuff that I believe is going to be mind-blowing, transforming for you. So as I've just stated, I'm super, super, super duper excited. I'm literally, like, if I could, as you can see this slide here, like I could literally be jumping upside and down, like, just because for me, this is an opportunity to do what I do and to sow into people and really just to help them to up level and go to that next level of life. So just quickly, before we jump in, what I want you to do is if you're on your computer, maybe on your phone, I'm not sure, we're going to have a little Twitter chat while we're talking these next few minutes during this session. And so what I want you to do is I want you to open up another browser in your computer. I want you to go to twitter.com/TrueHeartSpeaks, or even just go into Twitter. But I want you to make sure you're following me so that you can tag me as I'm sharing some nuggets. I want you to give some aha moments. I want you to let me know that you're here. I want you to let me know, what speaks to you. And so we're going to use hashtags, #TrueHeartSpeak, and then we're also going to use #PNC2016. That's #TrueHeartSpeaks and #PNC2016. So I want you to follow me at TrueHeartSpeaks, but I also want you to go to Twitter, and I want you to follow, and then I also want you to give me some messages, give me some ahas on some things that we're going to talk about these next few minutes. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you, and I'm giving you some assignments because I want you to be engaged with me. I know that I can't see you and you can see me, but guess what? We're in this thing together. And so in order for you to kind of follow along, I have created the Power of Vision with Purpose worksheet. And so you can see this link here. It is bit.ly/vision with purpose, and it is case sensitive. So you want to type in bit.ly/ all caps vision with purpose. And here's the deal. When you download that, I'm also going to have a nice little free gift for you. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you got to sign up in order to get it. And so I want to make sure that you can follow along with the worksheet. If you can't print it out now, make sure you print it out, go back to the recording, and take some notes. And fill it in. Once you take your notes, fill it in on the worksheet so that you have it, okay? So now let me just tell you a little bit about me. Trueheart Speaks Enterprises, which is my company that I founded. We are an empowerment and a lifestyle management firm. We specialize in equipping busy and overwhelmed women of faith with breakthrough strategies that help them get out of their own way and get to the business of living so that they can live purposefully and grow spiritually. Now, here's the deal. You might be wondering what that means. And here's the deal. I also know that there might be some men watching. I know that maybe you're not a person of faith, but just hang with me for a little bit. At the end of the day, when we talk about living purposefully, growing spiritually, we have to get to a place where we are living the lives that we want to live and not the lives that other people want us to live. We have to get to a place where we're happy with where we are, where we're not just doing work well, but we're doing life well. And so for us, being a life purpose, me being a life purpose generator, that is my job, is to ignite purpose into you, to ignite purpose into your life, to help you to add purpose to your life. And not just your life's purpose, but have a life of purpose where you are doing what you do every single day with intention and purpose in every facet of your life. All right, so I know that was like a mouthful. It was, lots going on. You want to learn a little bit about if this thing is for me. Like, okay, so I'm here, we're talking about the power of vision with purpose. We're talking about, creating a purpose-driven vision. And so maybe you're wondering if this is for you. And so maybe, you're saying, okay, I don't know. But this is for you if you have a vision, but you aren't sure it's purpose-driven. You have a vision, but you aren't sure it's purpose-driven. This is for you if maybe you have no vision. You're not even sure kind of where you're going. You just kind of wake up and you go, throughout the day based off of however you feel throughout the day, the month, the week, the year, whatever the case may be. This is for you if you need clarity on exactly what vision is and why you should have some. If you're not sure of what vision is, if you're not sure if you have vision for your life, if you are not creating a vision with purpose, then this is for you. This is for you if you want to learn how to create and develop a purpose-driven vision. We're going to talk about the steps that you need to do in order to create and start thinking about developing a purpose-driven vision. And here's the thing. This is also for you if you are tired of merely existing and you want to start living with intention. And I know it sounds a little cliche, but you would be amazed at the number of people who go to work and hate their jobs. You would be amazed at the number of people who are not living their best life, who have boxed themselves in because they're afraid to take that next best step to doing something that they know that their heart and their life is crying for. And so this is for you if this is you. So you might be wondering who I am. Who is Detra M. Trueheart? Well, I'll tell you a little bit about me, and you'll learn some about my story as we go into this presentation. But for the most part, I am a wife. We are going to be celebrating 10 years in August. Holla, right? I have a son. He'll be 5 in September, so I'm a mommy, and I absolutely love my son. I am a daughter. I am the favorite aunt to my twin nieces. I am a teacher. I am a preacher. I am a speaker, a consultant. I wear a lot of hats, but at the end of the day, I am a girl who loves life, who is, just determined to be in a place where I can live the life that I know that God has called me to and that I can help people do the same. And so that's really who I am. I love people, I love life, I love fun, I love good food, real good food, and I love sand in my toes. I love the beach. So that's a little bit about me. So as we progress into this presentation here, we've got two outcomes. There's two things that we're going to get done here. The first is I want you to be able to be clear on what it takes in order to create a purpose-driven vision. I want you to be able to understand what creating a life of vision looks like for you, as opposed to and also what it doesn't. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about creating a purpose-driven vision. I'm going to give you some tools. I'm going to give you some strategies, some things that will actually help you to think about if what you are doing right now is what you're supposed to be doing. The other thing that we're going to talk about, the next thing, the outcome is that we're going to talk, and I'm going to give you something where we'll have an opportunity for us to talk offline. I'll present an opportunity for us to work together further offline, separate from this presentation. Is that okay? Awesome. So let's jump in here. So we talk about creating purpose-driven vision. We talk about all of the various things that have happened. And so for me, being where I am as a life purpose generator, working as a speaker, a coach, a consultant with Trueheart Speaks Company, I also run a non-for-profit called the Young Miss Buffalo Pageant Scholarship and Enrichment Program. And so a lot of people ask, how did you start YMBP, which is essentially how my girls program years ago, and we call YMBP the Young Miss Buffalo Pageant. People want to know how I started. They want to know how it came to be. And in essence, I have probably about 20 or 25 years of dance experience. I've traveled the country dancing competitively with my dance school. And in the midst of that, I transitioned into pageantry. And so you'll see these two pictures here. The first is Miss Black World. The next one is Miss Buffalo. Back in 1994 and 1995, I know how, I look like a baby. I look like I do now. But back then, I started competing in pageants when I was 15. In this particular picture, I can't remember how old I was, but in 1994 and 1995, I was first runner-up to Miss Black World, and in 1995, I was second runner-up. In this Miss Buffalo picture, I was actually speaking to some students at my old grammar school, my old elementary school. And I was Miss Buffalo 1997. And during that time period, this was one of the first speaking engagements that I had encountered. And it was one of those moments where you ever have this experience where you do something and you realize, I think this is what I was born to do. I think this is it. You kind of get that feeling in your belly where you're like, this feels right. Like this right here, it's kind of like you meet your boo that you getting ready to spend the rest of your life with, and you're like, ooh, like I love him or I love her. But for me, at that moment, I didn't really know. At that time, I didn't even know people could get paid to speak. I didn't know people could get paid a lot of money to speak. But I knew, just being born with the gift of gab, that given that opportunity and given that experience, it had opened me up to a world that I never even knew existed. And so from then, I went on to compete in the Miss Black USA pageant, as well as 3 years in a row, I competed in the Miss New York State pageant within the Miss America system. And so I was third runner-up to Miss New York State 2 years in a row. And during that time period, and it's interesting because a lot of times, you know, people will say, oh, well, you didn't win or whatever the case may be. But sometimes it's not always in what you accomplish that you learn. Sometimes those defeats, those things that don't happen, those things that don't happen the way you want them to happen, actually turn out to be your best blessings because you get a chance to see really what it is that you're not supposed to be doing. I have accomplished so much within my community and just within these last 10 or 15 years doing the work that I'm doing, and I didn't wear a national title. I didn't have a national crown. And so the reason I'm sharing this with you as we go into this presentation is that a lot of times we will get to a place where we think we have to be in a certain space, in a certain place to achieve a certain thing, and sometimes you just got to take a step forward. You just got to have enough faith to do some things differently in order to be able to have an experience that maybe you've never experienced before. And so for me, competing for pageants was really what catapulted me to be able to be in a place where I was able to create purpose-driven vision for my life, to be able to operate in my life's purpose, and really it introduced me to something that I never thought that I would be doing, specifically standing here today. So let's talk a little bit about what vision is not. We're talking about vision, vision with purpose, purpose-driven vision. Let's talk a little bit about what vision is not. Vision is not goals, and vision is not objectives. Now, we have goals and objectives that help us get to our vision. They help us accomplish our vision, but goals are not objectives, and objectives are not vision. And so when you wake up in the morning, you've got your little to-do list and you've got your little checklist of things that you want to accomplish. That's not your vision. What that is that helps you to accomplish your vision. And so you have to understand that the things that you do on a daily basis, they work to accomplish the vision that you have for your life, but it's not vision. The other thing that it's not your parents' or anyone else's visions, goals, or aspirations for your life. I don't know how many people I meet who are doing things because their parents or somebody else told them, oh, you should do that. Oh, that would be a great idea. I think you would be awesome doing that. And it doesn't ring well in your heart. It doesn't make your spirit jump. It doesn't make you jump alive on the inside. But you're doing it because somebody else told you you should. That's not vision because, for one, it's not yours. And then here, you're pursuing something that looked like it might be nice to pursue. So you see someone doing something and you think, wow, like that's awesome. Like I see Detra, like she's speaking, she's encouraging people. I think I could do that. Maybe that's not necessarily what you've been called to do. Maybe that's not your life. Maybe that's not your purpose. Maybe that's not your lot in this life. That is not vision. Taking somebody else's goals, somebody else's dreams, somebody else's vision is not vision. The last thing that vision is not, it is not small. So here's the deal. If you have a vision, you wake up and you kind of have this dream of this vision and you can accomplish it by next week, that's not vision. Vision is something, and we're going to talk about this in the next few slides of what vision is, but vision is big. If you have a vision and you know that this is something that you can't accomplish by yourself and you know that it's huge, that's vision. Vision is not something small. And so when you get these little small things that you're trying to do and you consider that vision, that's not what that is. That's not vision. So let's talk a little bit about what vision is. Vision, by definition, is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. It is also a vivid mental image of what the future will or could be like. Let me read that again. The ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom, and a vivid mental image of what the future could or will be like. Now, when you think about vision, and we talk about like this plan of the future with imagination or vision, just think about, like I think about my 4-year-old son, and I think about the things that he tells me. He kind of has these magnanimous dreams. He's got an imagination that, like, sometimes I have to ask him, like, is this really true? Like, did you make this up? Like, did you really see this? Because kids have an imagination beyond imagination. They think of things that, like, we're like, where did you get that from? And somewhere along the lines as adults, we lose that. Like, we color inside the lines. We don't color outside the lines. For that matter, we don't even create our own lines. And so we've gotten to a place where we think vision is just coloring inside the box, to fitting into somebody else's ideal, somebody else's mold. And we have to get to a place where we understand that it's not just a mental image, but it is a vivid mental image. It has colors. It is not just black and whites and grays, but it's got reds and blues and greens. It's vivid. You've got a vivid imagination, a vivid image. Like you can see that thing, you can taste it, you can smell it. Like you've got a mental image of what something could be like. That is what vision is. The other thing is that vision is big. It's big. It is bigger than you. And so not only is it bigger than you, it is about legacy. It is about your future and seeing beyond today. A lot of people, and you would be amazed at the number of people who I meet. I used to do lots of work with teenagers, and you would be amazed at the number of young people who do not see their lives outside of, the next year or even the next month. Like they're like, ma'am, like, listen, miss, like, I'll be glad if I can just make it to my next birthday, because the way things are happening now, like, listen, folks on the block are just, they're dropping like flies. And so young people today, they don't know what vision is because they're only able to see within the four walls of the block that they live in. They have not been exposed to some things that really would help them to bring some exposure to their minds and to their experience. I mean, just like I had that fire lit in me when I spoke in front of those young people, we need some things to happen to us that help us to see beyond today. Vision is also about setting the stage for your life intentionally. You have to be intentional about where you want to go. You cannot just wake up and say, I'm going to go wherever life leads today. You kind of have to have a plan of action, and you got to be able to see that thing. We talked about a vivid mental image. What do you see? So when you talk about having a vision that is bigger than you, something that is huge, right? You're talking about a vision that is about legacy. And we're talking about not just you, but your children, your children's children, your children's children's children. When you're gone, what are people going to remember about you? When you're gone, what type of vision do you have for what do you want people to really say about the life that you're living? And there's a quote, and I'm always bad at quotes, but there's a quote that basically says, at the end of this life, I want to be able to present myself empty to God. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is that living intentionally, setting the stage for your life to live intentionally, has to be about presenting yourself empty at the end of the day. If you are not giving your all, if you are not living your all, if you are not pursuing your all, you are not living. And you are not pursuing your life's vision. So the last thing, and I've just mentioned some of this, is that it is seeing God's purpose for your life instead of what others see for your life. At the end of the day, we know that our Creator has created us with purpose. There is a saying that says, and I want to say it's in Joshua or Jeremiah. It says, "For I know the plans that I have for you." And so when we talk about God knowing that He has plans for us, that means that He has purpose for us as well. And so if our Creator has purpose for us, if our Creator created us with purpose, then why aren't we pursuing the purpose for our life that we know He has created for us? Why are we settling? Why are you settling? Let me ask you this question. Why are you settling? You have to really think about what you want for your life, and you have to really make sure that you're doing what it takes in order to get to that space. Because when we're just talking about what vision is and what vision is not, the most important thing is that it's about you. It is not about anybody else. And so for me, my own definition of vision is that it's your ability to be able to see and feel that which you cannot see. Let me say that again. It is your ability to see and feel that which you cannot see. And so, like, for example, you may be able to see me on this screen. That's not what I'm talking about when we talk about vision, because that is one definition of vision. I'm talking about vision being something that wakes you up in the middle of the night, where you get these little inklings of a dream or of a vision in your sleep, or you get exposure to something. You say, oh my gosh, I never knew that that could be possible for me. It's something, and sometimes it's not what you see, but it's what you feel. And so when I had that first experience, when I was speaking in front of a group of young people, it was a feeling. I didn't even know that that was something that was possible for me. And so because I didn't know it was possible for me, when I experienced it, something lit up inside of me. And so for you, some of you, you all have to start experiencing some new things in order to position yourself to be able to see and feel what you cannot see. And I don't want you to start seeing things, because some of you, because the only way you live your life is based off of what you see with your physical eyes, you limit yourself and you limit your ability because you see something that doesn't seem like you are able to do, or something that you're not able to perform or you're able to afford, because you and your own finite ability don't think it's possible. You don't think it's possible. And so I want to challenge you to be able to start seeing and feeling that which you can't see. I want to challenge you as maybe you are attending the live Power Networking Conference and you are experiencing new speakers and you are experiencing new encounters with new people. I challenge you to be open and open yourself up. Don't limit yourself. I don't care how high of a level you are in your life at this particular time. There's always an opportunity to up level. And so here, let's just talk a little bit about dreams, which are things that happen while people sleep, versus visions, which happen while people are awake. And when you take those dreams, you wake up, you turn them into visions, but then the only way to make those visions a reality is that you have to do the work. Dreams become visions and visions become reality through the work that you do. You have to believe that what you are dreaming can become a vision that you see, right? While you are awake, not while you're just dreaming, not while your eyes are closed and you snuggle up in that warm bed, but it's to a place where it now becomes a reality. Habakkuk 2:2 says, without a vision, the people perish. And I like to say, without a vision, your life perishes. You see, it's like the blueprint for your life. You can't build the house without the blueprint. And it shows you how to develop and to create your goals and objectives. And so just like some of you maybe you've had an experience with building a house, your life has to be the same way. Without vision, your life perishes. You are just basically kind of just going to and fro, and you don't really know where you're going. So you have to be in a space where your life is the house. You have to create that blueprint for your life. You have to create that purpose-driven vision. That is the blueprint. And so you have to be specific. You have to be concrete. You have to be concise. You also have to be open and flexible, because sometimes, as we know, when you are in the process of creating a blueprint for a house, you might realize that there are some things that don't work that may work somewhere else. And so you want to be flexible. But more importantly, you need to have a blueprint for your life. You need to have vision for your life. This is why vision is important, because it is the catalyst, it is the impetus to you getting to where you need to be in your life, in any facet of your life. So let's jump into developing a purpose-driven vision. So the first thing that I want you to do, and this is where you really want to get your pen and your paper, and you really want, if you haven't already started writing, if you haven't already started tweeting, if you haven't already started sharing and telling people like, listen, you need to get on this recording because she is dropping some juicy nuggets. Here's the deal. You have to get quiet. You have to get focused, and you have to get clear on your purpose and your vision. The only way you can really create a positive and purpose-driven vision is by getting quiet, quieting yourself, getting rid of the distractions, getting rid of those things, the confusion and the chaos that is going on in your life, so that you can be clear and focused on your purpose and your vision. That's how things happen. Have you ever been in a space where things are just quiet? Maybe you're at home and there's nobody there. Maybe you're in your car and your thoughts just start coming to you. They're clear. Like things just start coming to you really quickly and just, concisely. That means that you set aside quiet time. And if you haven't already set aside quiet time, if you don't have quiet time in the morning, if you have no quiet time throughout the day, my assignment to you before anything is create 10 to 15 minutes of quiet time. Get quiet, shut your mind down, shut the distractions out, because you will never be able to create a purpose-driven vision with confusion and chaos in your life, on your job, in your surroundings, in your environment. You got to get quiet. In order to get focused, you got to get quiet. In order to get clear and focused, you got to get quiet. And then here's the thing that I want you to also understand is that when you are creating and developing a purpose-driven vision, you have to understand purpose versus use. Be mindful that people will use you, but they won't use you for the purpose for which you were created. Now, maybe some of you are sitting in a chair or you are using a desk or whatever the case may be, but let's just say that that chair that was created for our little bonbons to sit on, people use them for different things. They use them to put their purses on. They use them to put their shoes on. They use them to step up. But that wasn't why it was created. And so my question to you is are you allowing people to use you and abuse you and prostitute your gift, but they aren't using you for the purpose for which you were created for? Be mindful that there is a difference between purpose and use. And you want to be in purpose when you are operating. You just don't want to be used, and you just don't want people just to be throwing you here and throwing you there and not using you in the fullest capacity of which you can be used. That's why it's clear for you. It's supposed to be clear, and you have to be clear to be in a space where you understand who you are and why you are. The other thing that you have to do is you have to check what you say to yourself about yourself. Words are huge. And so if the only thing that you're saying is negativity, the only thing that you're saying is, I can't, I won't, I'm not qualified, whatever the case may be, that's going to hinder you from creating a purpose-driven vision. You also have to check your thoughts. What you think about, you bring about. As a man thinketh, so is he. And so if you are thinking negative, you're going to say negative things. And not only that, you have to check the places that you frequent, check the places that you're going, and also you have to check your row, which is the people that you hang around and you surround yourself with. When you watch what you say, when you watch what you're thinking, when you check where you're going, and then also check the people who you are hanging around, you want to make sure that you are around people who are helping you to create and pushing you into a purpose-driven vision. You want to be around people who are, as it says, iron sharpens iron. You want iron around you. You want people sharpening you. You want people pushing you. You want people propelling you. You don't want people who have things to say to you that say, oh, well, why would you think you could do that? Well, where do you think that idea would come from? Well, who says that you are even qualified to do that? You don't want those kind of people in your circle. Next thing is, once you identify your thoughts, when you identify your words, you identify the people who are in your life, you want to make sure that you are making the necessary changes of people, places, and things in your life that do not align with where you're going. Cut them people off. I mean, that's real talk. Cut them off. We all know that we've had some people in our lives who are not good for us, who do not mean us any well, and we need to let them go. And once you've started doing that, this is huge, you now need to start writing the vision. Get a journal, get a notebook, and start writing things as you start seeing them, the experiences that you have, because here's the deal. You've got to stop making excuses. You've got to get out of your own way. You've got to start getting quiet and really focusing on that which is purposeful for you. And also maybe it's important for you to get a coach or a mentor. And so sometimes you need to be able to have somebody who you can be accountable to, who can challenge you. Maybe at the level you're at right now, you're comfortable. And so you know that you can go to a higher level, but you choose not to because where you are is good. And so you need to be in a space where not only are you making changes that would allow you to be in alignment with where you're going, not only do you want to write the vision, but you want to get somebody who can hold you accountable. Who do you have in your circle that's holding you accountable? You need to think about that. You may need to ask yourself this question on that handout, on a piece of paper. Who do I have in my life that holds me accountable? Who do I have that I can share my dreams and my visions with, who can hold me accountable, who can challenge me, who can connect me with some people who might actually be in a mind space to be able to help me make this thing a reality? So as we're talking about creating a purpose-driven vision, one of the things that you want to keep in mind is what I call the 7 facets of you. It's spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, relational, professional/educational, and financial. These things have to be in tune and intact in order for you to create a purpose-driven vision. If your spirit is out of whack, if your mind, and we just talked about thoughts, if your mind is out of whack, if you are not thinking the right kind of thoughts, if your emotions are all over the place, you have no sense of EQ or emotional management, you spaz out every time something doesn't go your way, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not drinking water, you're not exercising, you're not getting enough rest. When we talk about relationships, you have the wrong kind of relationships in your life, professionally and educationally. Maybe you hate your job. Maybe you're in an educational program or you want to go to school, but you haven't haven't done it yet. And financially, maybe you need to kind of get some financial coaching. Maybe your money is not where it should be, and so you're not in a position to be able to invest in that vision the way you want to. You're not able to invest in yourself the way you want to. And so when you look at the 7 facets of you, you have to be in a mind space to understand that I am a holistic person. That I am a holistic person, that I am not just a person who works. I am not just a person who thinks. I am not just a person who has money or whatever the case may be, but I am spirit, mind, body, all of these things. They work cohesively. Spiritually, you got to be in a place where you've got that quiet place. You are in tune with the Creator or whoever your spiritual connection is. Mentally, your mind has to be right. If your mind is not right, you can't focus. If your emotions are not right, then you can't focus. Physically, if you're tired, you can't focus. Relationally, if things are out of whack, you can't focus. And so if you can't focus, then you can't create a vision that is purposeful, and it is not intentional because you're all over the place. You're all over the place. And so maybe you're saying, Detra, this all sounds good. Like, this is really good stuff, but how do I get started? Like, I don't really know. Like, I don't even really know if I have a vision. Well, these are 3. I'm going to show you, and you see here on the screen, it's called the EXP3. And it's experience, exposure, and expansion. Now, if you go back to when I talked to you about my experience being on stage and being in front of the students, my experience dancing, my experience traveling across the country, those experiences gave me exposure to things that I had never been exposed to because I had never experienced them. And so my challenge to you is to start experiencing new things. And so for some of you, you have decided to attend the Power Networking Conference. For some of you, this is the first time that you have signed up for something like this. So watching me is an experience in and of itself. Maybe you sign up for a class. Maybe you do something that you've never done before so that you can be in a space where you can start experiencing things, because as you start experiencing things, you will become exposed to things, and then the exposure brings about expansion. And when your mind has become expanded, it can't go back. It won't go back. And so that's how you start. If you're not even sure how to make the first step is figure out where you can start experiencing new things. Don't get so caught up in your neighborhood. Don't get so caught up with your people. Don't get so caught up with, your job or, whatever. Like, you're so comfortable that anything new you shy away from. And that is why you're not in a place to be expanded, because you've now boxed yourself in. You've now just leveled yourself out to a place where you've said, you know what, this is all that I think I'm worthy of. This is all that I'm capable of. And I'm here just to say that I beg to differ. I think that there is an exceeding abundantly gift and purpose and vision waiting for you. I think that there are some things that you have yet to experience, some things that you have yet to live out, and you have just been holding yourself back. You have been in your own way because of fear. And so I want you to start experiencing some new things. I want you to be exposed. I want you to be exposed. And then I also, at that point, you'll learn and you'll start seeing the expansion. Experience, exposure, expansion. So now you might be saying, okay, so Detra, I've heard all of this kind of stuff, and all of this stuff makes sense, but maybe I just need to feel like I can do something a little bit different. I need to kind of have something that will take me like a little bit further. And so what I want to offer you is a special invitation to be a part of a program that I have. And this is a First Steps program. This is not something that's major. This is something that is small, little bitty steps. I believe in slow and steady. And so this is my Manifest Masterclass. It's Get Clear, Get Focused, and Manifest More. And what this is, it is a 30-day online course with daily lessons, assignments, and MP3 audios of each day's teaching and assignments. You also get a Manifest Masterclass program workbook and a journal. Some additional bonuses include you'll get 4 weekly accountability audio recordings, and these will just help to keep you on track. They encourage you along the way. And then also you'll have access to the Manifest Masterclass Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. Now, with each of these 30-day online trainings, you'll have things like getting rid of the excuses, where you have an opportunity to identify those excuses that have been getting in the way of you taking that next step. You'll have things like at creating affirmations, because we know that our words have power. And so you have an opportunity to create affirmations, to study your mindset, to be able to see what type of stinking thinking you've been doing, so and really practicing getting rid of it. Some of the other things that we talk about in the Manifest Masterclass are staying in your own lane and focusing. A lot of times, the reason why we can't focus, a lot of the reasons why we can't create the vision and make the vision manifest in the way that is suitable for us is simply because we're too busy looking at everyone else. We're too busy paying attention to everyone else. And so I want to really challenge you to be in a space where you stop looking in everybody else's lane. You ever drive and you happen to look to the side and all of a sudden you see your car do like this? That's sometimes what your life looks like, because you're not paying attention to what you should be doing. You're not creating the vision. And here's the thing, when you have a vision, now you have focus. And when you have focus, now you have direction. And now that you have direction, then you can create goals and you can create objectives that go along with that vision and that direction and that purpose. And so what I want you to do is, oh, I forgot one more thing. Let me just share this with you. So in addition to the Manifest Masterclass, we've got some fast action bonuses. Now, I know that I'm not sure how many of y'all are watching. It's probably like hundreds of thousands of people watching. But let's just say within the first 25 people who register, you're going to receive a 45-minute one-on-one strategy session with me. It's valued at $147. Now, let me just tell you, 45 minutes is a lot of time with me because I get in where I fit in and we don't waste any time. So let's just say after you complete or even before you start the Manifest Masterclass, we will talk a little bit about what your goals are, what your vision is, and we will put together some strategies to be able to help you to take that next step. The other bonus is that I recently created a training called Quiet Time. And basically it is how to create quiet time to hear from God more clearly. It's a 50-minute audio teaching along with a quiet time workbook, and then I also have a checklist to help you to be able to learn some of the strategies to do to be able to have quiet time. Let me tell you that in order to create this vision with purpose, you got to create quiet time. It is essential. And if you are not taking time out 5 to 10 minutes a day to get quiet, not only with God, but with yourself, to quiet yourself out, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through prayer and reflection, you have to be in a mind space where you can concentrate, but also so that you can have thinking time. Some of us, have things going on so quickly around us that we don't have time to think. We're just moving and moving and moving. We're on autopilot. And I want to challenge you to take the autopilot button and turn it off. I want to challenge you to start really getting clear and specific about where you want your life to go. And let me just tell you, I don't know how young you are, I don't know how old you are, but let me just tell you that, I see things online all the time. People are accomplishing goals at very young ages and at very old ages. We've got 9-year-old people who are writing books and who are creating businesses, and then we've got like 70 and 80 and 90-year-olds who are going back to school and getting their degree. So let me just tell you that I don't want you to use the excuse of I'm too old or I'm too young as a reason why you can't get moving. The Manifest Masterclass will be just what you need to get going. It's 30 days of accountability. Not only do you have the lessons in the audio, but you also have accountability in the group. I will be in the group, posting, asking questions. And so, it's basically with the Manifest Masterclass, with the bonuses and everything. Let me just tell you, I'm making this easy for you because it's valued at more than $700, but I'm making this easy for you. It's $97. $97. And for some of you, you can go to Target and spend $97 with just blinking. Some of you can go to Walmart, you can go to your favorite store, you can go to your favorite restaurant, and it's $97 before the tip, taxes, or anything like that. And my question to you is are you worth the investment? Are you ready to manifest more in your life? Are you ready to create a vision with purpose? Are you ready to start living your life for you as opposed to everybody else who's telling you what you should and you shouldn't do? You can go to the link, you see it up on the screen. It's bit.ly/manifest masterclass, bit.ly/manifest masterclass to register today. Now let me just tell you though, if you're one of the first 25, you'll get a 45-minute strategy session with me. And then you also get my quiet time training. So I don't want you to overthink it, because here's the other reason why we don't take action: we overthink. We wonder if it's the right thing for us. We wonder, oh, well, I don't know. I got to think about it. I got to pray about it. Some things you don't have to pray about. Some things you don't have to think about. If you know you're in a space and you know that where you are is not working, then you need to change it. Some of you know that things are not working. And as Dr. Phil says, how's that working for you? It's not, probably. And so if what you are doing is not working for you, I challenge you to do something different. I challenge you to step out. I challenge you to get to a place where you are doing something that makes your heart smile, that you are doing something that challenges you to rise up and rise to the occasion. I challenge you to make this small investment of $97 to start making and starting the journey to manifesting more in your life. And so let me just tell you a little bit about some of the previous participants and what they had to say. And I'm not going to read everything, but the one thing that I do want to read is what's highlighted. And it says, the program helped me to open my mind, focus my energy, and break my box wide open. She also says that as a result of participating in the program, I have introduced new products and services, which has increased my bottom line, all because I allowed myself to step out and take calculated risks. The program also gave me clarity and made me refocus with purpose. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? I had another participant in the program, and again, I won't read everything, but she says, what I have seen happen in my business and my life is action being taken. Not fearing what may happen, but just taking action to get things off my checklist. My advice for those thinking of joining this program is to simply be open and ready for change. If you are thinking that you don't know how, if you're thinking you don't know how or where to start to change something, this is the place. And so, you know, at the beginning of that, I'll just piggyback very quickly. She says, before participating in the program, I was having a really hard time managing all that I was doing. She was she worked full-time, she went to school full-time, she was working on her business. And so with all of that, the thing that stood out for her, she says, is that I was making excuses on why I couldn't do what I was supposed to be doing. And the bottom line was is that I was using those excuses to escape what needed to be faced, and I just needed to just do it. And so I'm wondering, how many of you have excuses? How many of you are in a position where you need to refocus? How many of you are in a place where maybe you just need to change some things in your life? You're in a place where it just doesn't feel right, and you need to make a change. You need to make a change. And so I just say, listen, I've given you an out. I've given you an option to be in a space where you can do something different today. And it's only 30 days, and we know it takes 21 to 30 days to make or break a habit. And so if what you're doing is not working, let's try to replace it with something that might work, right? And so again, let me just place this link here just in case you need the information again. It's the Manifest Masterclass, where you can get clear, get focused, and manifest more. Go to that web link, bit.ly, bit.ly/manifest masterclass, It's bit.ly, bit.ly/manifest masterclass. So as we transition out of this, I want to really just invoke something in you to help you really get to a space. And I want you to pay attention to the words that I'm going to read on this screen. It is, and many of you have heard this poem. You may even have read it. You may have it on your wall somewhere. But I wanted to close with this because when we talk about creating a purpose-driven vision, when we talk about the power of vision with purpose, many times we talk about our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not always the failure, but sometimes the deepest fear is the powerfulness that resides within us. So just read with me very quickly as I close out with this poem by Marianne Williamson, Our Deepest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone, including you who is watching right now. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I want you to think about that for a minute. Our presence automatically liberates others. You taking the step to manifest more in your life, you taking the step to really get intentional about creating a purpose-driven vision for your life, understanding the power of vision with purpose, creating a blueprint for your life, I think it's probably one of the best things that you can do, because again, we're talking about something that's bigger than you. We're talking about something that is creating legacy, something that really is setting the stage for you living your life with intentionality. And so my prayer is that you have taken something from this. My prayer is that you have taken tons of nuggets from this, that you have now in your mind said, I need to refocus. I need to get clear. I need to get quiet. I need to make sure that I'm not just letting people use me, but I'm operating in the purpose for which I was created. That I am positioning myself to be in a place where I'm watching what I say. I'm watching what I do. I'm checking my thoughts. I'm checking the people who I hang around, because I want to be around eagles. I'm not trying to hang with chickens, and I'm definitely not trying to hang with some turkeys, right? And so I want you to think about that. But more importantly, I also want you to take the next step. And so I want you to enroll and register for the Manifest Masterclass. I would be honored for you to participate. And here's the thing. It's a 30-day program. You can register at any time. You can start at any time on your leisure. There is no pressure. But I think the most important thing is that you get started. So lastly, I want to ask you a question, a couple of questions. What do you see? Remember, we talked about vision being the ability to be able to see and feel that which you are not able to see. I want you to walk away with this, and I want you to be in a place where every experience that you have, you are seeing things differently. And it's helping you to position you to be in a space where you are creating vision with purpose. So at this time, I just want to ask for you to go to this link at some point in time. You don't have to do it now. You can write it down. But I would love your feedback on this presentation. What did you like? What didn't you like? You know, what would you like to have seen more of? Please share your feedback at this link. You can open up another browser, and like I said, write it down and then go to it at another time. But it's bit.ly/all caps VWP for Vision with Purpose survey. VWP survey. I just want you to tell me what you thought. I mean, and it's literally, I think it's like 2 minutes. You can take a couple of seconds and do that and share with me your information, and I would be ever so grateful of you doing that. I just am glad that we are here. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that I'm here. I told you guys, I'm so excited, right? You didn't want to hear me sing, did you? Okay, so, but I'm excited that I had an opportunity to be able to share with you. I'm excited that I had an opportunity to be in a place to pour into you and to really just to, as my title says, as a life purpose generator, to ignite purpose into you, to generate and regenerate your life's purpose, to wake up the dormant within you, the dead within you. So there's some things, you've got some things that are like down in your belly that are like phenomenal, and you don't even know that they're there. And so that is why it is important for you to use the EXP3 rhythm system, which is experience, exposure, and expansion. When you experience new things, it will create exposure for you, and thus it will expand you, expand your thinking, it will expand your concepts and your understanding of things, and just to be in a place where now you know that you can never go back to where you were. So I just want to say thank you again for allowing me to be here. I want to say thank you for staying with me during this time of this training. And lastly, I want to say thank you for taking the first step to creating a vision with purpose for your life, creating a purpose-driven vision for your life, and also for taking the first step, if you've signed up for the Manifest Masterclass, that you've taken the time to manifest more in your life. And so with that being said, let's get social, let's stay connected. Here is where you can find me. I know I am all over the world and but I am on YouTube, Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on SoundCloud, and most of the time, most anything, either Pinterest and Periscope, and you can find me online at trueheartspeaks.com. I'm talking really, really, really fast. Let me slow down a bit. You can find me anywhere online by really just Googling Trueheart Speaks or Googling Detra Trueheart. But this is where, and I might be on a few other places. I think I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not really sure where else I am, but these are the places where you can find me: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Pinterest, and Periscope. And more importantly, hit me up on my website, trueheartspeaks.com. Sign up for my VIP list, and you'll get weekly, life scopes, weekly nuggets that are weekly inspiration just to help you to live purposefully and grow spiritually. So I just want to again say thank you. I hope that you have enjoyed this, but more importantly, take that next best step. More importantly, get quiet, get clear, have a clear understanding of what vision means to you, what that looks like. Create that blueprint. Don't just get excited about creating a blueprint for your house. Excuse me. Creating a blueprint for your house, and you haven't created a blueprint for your life. So many of us focus on the materialistic things, and we need to focus on the internal things, the things that matter most, the things that are going to last beyond the house, your mind, your sanity, your legacy. Those are the things that matter. And so with that being said, I just say thank you. I pray that this was awesome for you. And for me, I just say tonight, don't self be true, for out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Continue to live purposefully and grow spiritually. And I look forward to connecting with you online and prayerfully in the Manifest Masterclass.